You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right. So, jogging my memory, I remember I focused on Chihuahua State in that the priests were being killed. So that was one of that state should have been a focus of spiritual healing. I put the information out. It's the job of the people that are out there to engage in it because I've been somewhat hamstringed in life and I can't get there. So that's another aspect of this. We need to get to priests and exorcists and even Native American healers, medicine people, whatever you want to call them. So along with the physical inspection and maintenance, we need to have a spiritual inspection and maintenance. I already requested that at least a few months ago, if not more. Apparently, there is some, I think, additional shooting of priests in the area. So that is a center of evil. And again, it could be metaphysical because that is a center of evil. It could have just been a curse on those officers and those positions. Again, spreading out those people in several vehicles would also spread out the curses. CIA is cursed in Mexico. The what was he, the leader of state investigation, director of state investigations? He has a higher level of curse. I mean, they have higher level of power also, but as far as I guess in the army, the closest thing would have been general military. One grenade can take you out, and it did, whatever the grenade was, even if it wasn't a grenade. So you lost 4 high-value targets. The possibility of ambush, I don't know how real that is, but again, in Mexico, the possibility of ambush is always there, regardless of who you are and where you are. So again, if they're ambushed and they're all in one vehicle and they take the one vehicle out, then you lose all your high value targets. I'm using my other recording system. I'm trying to see it before the new one was put into operation. The old recording system or the old wireless microphone system was working well. So I'm thinking maybe I came up with a setting that would work. So I'm just trying to see if that would reappear. So we have a lot of things going on that we need to look at. I think I might be able to pull this news article that I'm looking at. It's the one I posted. See if we can bring this up. Let me go look at it. There it is. So take out these. Oh, that's not working. Why wasn't that working? maybe it works when I'm not on the page. Let me take a look here. See what. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't think it's working. That's I forget what does that. Doesn't make any sense to me. Actually, it should work. It's not making any sense. So if I go back over here, I should see that. There it is. I guess. Let's see if I go over here. See, that doesn't work. No idea what it does. All right, so we're gonna have to. I could broadcast it in the other one if I needed to. Go back to this, I guess. All right, so they just should again abundance of caution. You could have sabotage going on, so you need to look at your vehicles to make sure the steering is not being or it may not be up to snuff for whatever reason. You have maintenance reasons. I imagine the vehicle they were traveling in was a newer vehicle based upon who was in the vehicle. So I'm as far as maintenance issues, yes, no, indifferent. But again, when you do your inspections and maintenances, if I had something happen years ago where a vehicle flipped on me, but I was only going like 25 miles an hour or something or less, and going back to my mind, I'm like, it doesn't. I know how it how it looks when it happens, and then going back to my mind, I looked at it closer and I said, wait a minute, my steering wheel did something that's not normal. So at around that same time, there was an inspector, deputy U.S. Marshal, who was run off the road or drove off the road or something, and eventually did die. So what I would say, even inspections could catch, if it's a maintenance issue, if it's a sabotage issue, you might have some of the steering on some of your vehicles failing because somebody's doing something to it. Cut it 3/4 of the way through, or loosen a bolt. So again, go through the inspection. And the stress of that, whatever, if they're going around a turn or something, and then, and then it looks like an accident. And again, as far as explosive, a small explosive charge could do that. Somebody hit your radio controlled explosive charge, pink, and that burns up in the fire. Take a high level lab to find anything, and time. I mean, they called it as an accident very quick. I know they didn't take it to that level of inspection, and there may be a reason not to. That's okay. So, a small explosive charge on a steering link, a radio controlled explosive charge. Beep, they hit the button, and that's it. Off the road. So inspections are important for whatever reason, whether it's maintenance, and again, it's never wrong to do that, especially in a place like Chihuahua, Mexico. The spiritual part of it says that it needs to be exorcised of demons, and so that's there. For that reason, also it's important because it causes spiritual blindness, and you're blindsided, quote unquote, by maintenance issues that you didn't see. So then, when you do your intensive inspections and maintenance, then you know that you whether it is or isn't. Now, Chepe, I guess, or Chepo, what is that? The train came up, and I don't know how many trains are in Chihuahua. That one came up as being Chepe. So you need to look at that. Look at the bridges. Look, you know, look at your bridges, your tunnels, the train itself. And then branching out to the federal government, they need to make sure that their system is up to snuff for the upgrade of all their vehicles. We're going to put Chihuahua in the prayers today. So I try to make a slide for that. Healing prayers. But that was a hot spot that I identified previously, like 3 to 6 months ago or something like that. Hot spot of evil. Yeah, I understand. They're like communist to Solidarity Media, but probably the best news article yet. Deepest condolences. I thought there were two high value targets in the front of the vehicle, besides the CIA. You know, these news articles want a subscription. You go to Breitbart. See if Breitbart usually has stuff. Oh, no. I'd look in Virginia to see if foreign nationals voted because they're not going to check. You know, she's CIA. What do you think it is? It's everything I'm talking about. CIA's been trying to take over government positions for decades. Cover their scams. And you know who she is, Deep State. Now, the thing is, you have to understand, Deep State in Virginia can take out a target in California, a target in New Mexico, a target in Pennsylvania. They'll just, oh, it's this big investigation. And of course, the governor says, yeah, investigate. Free investigation. Go ahead. And meanwhile, they're investigating and protecting, they're investigating innocent people for the narcos and the sex traffickers and the fraudsters. No, you're not safe in any state in the union. You could have the best government in the world, and then another state government or local government can tap in and mess up your life in a different state on the other side of the country. That's how bad it is with deep state garbage. Yeah, they got a quote from Brennan. Yeah, Brennan knows what's going on. His deep state is under investigation, and he's running spycraft operations through people he worked with years ago. Spies conduct their life just like they do their business. They don't differentiate from American citizen, U.S. citizen, a neighbor, or anything like that from a foreigner. They don't have anything on that. I thought they were. Actually, let me look at Borderland Beat. That's fine. And when it turns into the Soviet Union, they like the model where the spies get rich and can kill anybody they want. Like it's the Soviet Union, they wish they were communist. They were criminals. Two seconds. I thought the other guy was on my ranking. Save sure. Yeah, I can't see who the other guy was. I thought the other guy was somebody too. Maybe not. I mean, sure, he's somebody. Somebody. I'm not going to downplay. Five years. Oh, okay, so what did he say? The two. Oh, they just hitched a ride. Okay, they were in a truck. So it's just a standard. I don't understand why they didn't have their own. Oh, I guess it's safer. They probably figured they were safer, maybe with the convoy. I don't understand why they were hitching a ride. So they're not even advising that crew. I thought they were advising on drone operation. So who were they giving a course to? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's still fuzzy, but they're saying they weren't even. Why would they? I guess they knew the guy. Yeah, but that everybody should just inspect their vehicles. It being a truck, the accident becomes more probable. So that's what I was trying to see if they were in one of those trucks. I hate those trucks. It's like it's like a what is that Hertz rent a car purchase. We buy a million of these things every time you go in Hertz rent a car. Oh, we got this pickup truck. We'll upgrade you to the pickup truck. You order an economy vehicle because you want to save on gas. You go into Hertz rent a car. They go, all we got is the pickup truck. We'll upgrade you 3 levels to the pickup truck. All right, apparently they hitched the ride. That's weird, but they were teaching somebody. So they wouldn't have known the CIA would be in that vehicle, although they knew, or I don't even know if they knew. So the question is, would they have known that the director would be in that vehicle? And again, also you have to look at things that happened in history, general sabotage. So they could be sabotaging the vehicles. So under a high stress load, something breaks and then they go off the road, making it look like an accident. And again, one of the problems is in Chihuahua, all those ravines, again, the damage is, this one was a fire. It's pretty difficult to see what happened after the fire, especially in Mexico. But they may have been traveling too fast for conditions, which means that's another thing that has to be looked at. Reminding people not to drive too fast for conditions. All right. So again, this Chihuahua state was identified. I can't go back to my ex and search it. Maybe you can. It was I don't remember what happened in Mexico. Maybe it was a takeover of a town. Oh, the thing with the thing with when they killed whatever his name was. What was that guy? El Mencho. When they killed El Mencho, I identified Chihuahua as one of the areas that needs an intensive exorcism of demons. Now, looking at 2 accidents while being, well, one was being attacked, the other one while they were transporting movement from an operation. It's apparent that people call it bad luck, that kind of thing. I call it spiritual blindness. Yeah, you're experiencing devils and demons, antichrist, witches, and sorcerers. And so, and again, they get their power. So this is the big meth lab is moving narcotics to the United States. Obviously it's in that location because of that proximity to the United States. It saves money. They don't have to travel through Mexico all that much. So again, there are people on the other side of the border that are the same thing. And I lived on the other side of the border in Santa Fe, so I know what's going on there. So you had some of the demons and devils from New Mexico that power the demons and devils, back and forth. It's a larger witches coven per se. That's the concept that we see and hear about. The demon devil coven. And we know years ago they used to be more pronounced, more out about it, quote unquote. Right. But again, we see it here and there. Actually, El Mencho was looking like he was torn between God and Satan, trying to, I think, save his soul in worship and prayer. It was a little too late, I guess. I mean, I don't know if he went to hell. If he was a possessed man, possessed by others, into that again, you could be a huge trillionaire and still have that happen. Then he would not be responsible. Yeah. Why is that not making sense? So that's that for now. But you still need to move priests into the area. And again, there are some organizations there. I think I sent some messages. The spiritual condition in Chihuahua is a mess. So you want to bring people in from outside also. Also, other spiritual pursuits, native Mexicans, like Indians, Aztecs, Inca, whatever's in the area. Everybody wants to pull together spiritually and heal Chihuahua, Mexico, as I said 3 months ago or so. Stay peaceful, praise God, and all that you do, praise God.